Yo, what is up, everyone? This is Francis over here from PlayerEssence.com, and welcome to my 5,000 subscribers special. I know this isn't anything crazy. I had bigger plans, but to be honest, I just really just the news that came out this, or actually, it's kind of like last week, that Satoru Iwata has passed away. It really just zapped my energy. I did one video talking to just the news that he has passed away. And then I did another video doing my tribute. And what was special about that tribute video is it showed that, I don't know if you guys could see that, but it kind of showed that Satoru Iwata was someone that I looked up to. He was someone that I wanted to follow in the footsteps of. I mean, I don't know if I'll ever be a CEO of a company one day, but generally having that type of passion for video games and being the type of person that can balance, the business side with the gaming side. I think he did a good job of that, and I think he really truly did have a passion for gaming that most other CEOs probably don't even have, considering he came from being a programmer at HAL. So he worked his way up from the bottom all the way to the top. So that's I guess, the American dream, or really the dream for any country, any person anywhere, is to work your way from nothing to something, never having anything just given to you. You have to work for everything that you want. And 5,000 subscribers isn't a ton of people, but I honestly believe that I'm truly grateful that all of you guys who have subscribed. I'm grateful for every one of you guys, and the more who have subscribed since I even posted this live stream that's going to happen. So in Satoru Iwata's memory, I'm going to make sure that I do everything possible to just be the best site owner that I can be. Even though it's hard, people just say all sorts of stuff. I'm going to do my best to play games and enjoy games, and that's what Iwata wanted everyone to do, is just to have fun. And games should be fun for everyone, and my stance on certain third parties and my stance on some of the things that I've been against before and some of the people that I've said things against before are pretty much evaporated, in my opinion. I think it's unfortunate that it took this type of stuff to happen for me to take this stance as far as with third parties and everything like that. It's a clean slate for every single I mean, like EA. I mean, I'm really just targeting EA here because I had like a no buy policy, Ubisoft too, and I'm going to clean the slate just because I don't think Iwata would want people holding grudges because of what they've done to Nintendo. I don't think he's done that, and I hope that he had a plan um, for Nintendo to make sure that they make good, because I don't think Iwata is a mean spirited person, and I don't think he would want that to happen, especially for his company that he loved. I mean, he worked till the end. And I researched them, just to let you guys know. I have my bachelor's degree in kinesiology and communication, and kinesiology is the study of human movement. It's also health related, and I studied for the past few days. I've been studying and I've been asking my friends about bile duct. Um, and he had cancer. I'm pretty sure he had cancer. He had bile duct cancer. There was a really serious issue, and he made sure to not call it that. And Nintendo made sure to make it seem as if it wasn't as serious. They're like, oh, well, he's going to be okay. You know, um, he's going to be fine. Even like last year when it happened, and the chances of him surviving were slim. Even last year, after that thing happened, nobody really knew what it was, though. I mean, I didn't know what it was, and I researched it, and the chance, from what I saw, the chances of survival were very slim. And he didn't make it seem that way. He was always happy. He lost a ton of weight, but he always went to work. He worked through it all the way up until his untimely death, um, which is crazy. But it just shows how much he cares about gamers. I mean, if you put yourself in that position, what if you knew that you could possibly die in the next year? Would you be apologizing for lackluster E3 events? Would you be doing all the stuff that he did and acting as cheerful and do all the stuff that it takes to be a president? Even in the investors meeting, he's over there answering these questions, and he knows that really at any point this can be done. And the thing about it is that Satoru Iwata, I mean, you started seeing signs of it, like you know, earlier in the year he introduced someone else to do Nintendo Directs, and that was really weird. I was like, he introduced someone else, and they just said, oh, well, we just want to try something new out. No, he was grooming the next people. He was grooming the next in line to do the Nintendo Directs and stuff. So, man, I mean, it's just crazy. And like, I didn't want to make a video or anything until after Satoru Iwata has the memorials passed and the video's buried. So, or sorry, and he was buried. Or actually, no, I think he was cremated. I think he was cremated according to Cheesemeister. But I didn't want to do any videos. I didn't feel comfortable doing anything. I just did my tributes, and I'm like, I'm just gonna wait till after everything's done. But this week I'm gonna get back to doing videos again. So don't think I'm just gonna be all gloom and doom, guys. I think Satoru would want it. Iwata would want us making sure that we enjoy games and play games and talk about games. So that's what I'm going to do. But just remembering him, I think he was just such a great leader, and it's sad. It's sad that it takes his death for people who constantly ripped him a new one to say anything nice about him. That's the sad part. And even contradict themselves in their own videos. When people would bring up some of the good that he's done, they'd say, oh, that's nothing. They'd bring up all the negative. But then when they upload their tribute videos, they say, oh, Satoru Iwata made the DS and Wii and all that. It's sad, and it's funny. Well, not funny really, but it's just sad that it came to this, to where there's certain people who are these fake BS people trying to talk about Satoru Iwata as if they liked him or anything. And I do want to speak on that just a little bit, because I'm not going to get too much into it, but I do want to say this. Like, if you're one of the people who never had anything good to say, who constantly didn't want this man to have a job, not even just wanted him out of the whole business, like out of Nintendo completely, not saying, oh, well, maybe he should get help at president, maybe he should go back to being a programmer, maybe he should be more hands-on with the development team. There are people who wanted him fired and gone from Nintendo completely, and if you're one of these people that were constantly making videos or constantly doing those over and 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 over again, like, and now you want to send your condolences to his family. I just find that, I mean, like, what family would want that? You didn't want this man to have a job. You didn't want this man to have money to pay for his family. You didn't want this man to work at the company that he loves. Then all of a sudden you want to send condolences, to his family and all of that. I mean, and that's fine. I know having him being fired and having him, not here anymore is two different things. But at the same time, I was talking to one of my friends about the psychology of bullying, or the psychology of criticism, and when it comes to peer-to-peer communication. I mean, I took plenty of psychology classes in college, and I learned about this stuff. But what I realized, or not really what I realized, but what she told me when I started talking about this, is that the more you criticize, and the more you constantly blame someone for something that you're emotionally attached to, which a lot of people are emotionally attached to video games, the more you desensitize yourself from the person itself, to where you say insensitive things, to where you'll say things just really not caring about their family, not caring about what their family might think about them and all that. And it's funny how you have these people who said all of these things, and then they try to act like they're actually sad for him, where I don't think so. Not as much as they've criticized, and not as much as they've said so many negative things. I don't think they really cared about the man. And, now they're trying to use his death for their own vehicle to drive or something like that. So it's unfortunate. And I find it sad, but that's all I'll speak on that. Satoru Iwata was a great individual, and he'll be sorely missed by everyone. So, without moving past that, we're going to get into the show here. And once again, I want to thank everybody for watching. If you have a question, this is a Q&A. So go ahead and hit that Q&A button on the bottom left-hand corner. And there, that'll take you over to the Google Plus page of the video. Click on the top right, and you will see the question, the little squares to where you could ask a question. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get right into it. We have news, and we're going to go over news first. And then we're going to get into what I know about the NX. Then we're going to get into the Splatoon Amiibo Winner. And then I'll also be having some giveaways for some video games. So let's go ahead and do a giveaway for a game. So if you're watching this live, you're in luck. This first game that I'll be giving away is called Sports Ball for the Wii U. And it's whoever redeems it first. So I am going to basically just say the letters and numbers, and I'm going to give you guys some time. Turn on your Wii U's and get ready, because I'm going to just say the letters. So turn them on or have a pen out ready to go. So here we go. So this is Sports Ball for the Wii U, and the code is A0, or is it O? I forgot which one it is. I'm just gonna say it. I'm just gonna say 0 for right now. A08LGDK128HKLTF3. All right, that's the code. Let me do it again, guys. A08LGDK128HKLTF3. That's the code. I hope I said the same thing again. Anyway, that's the code. That's Sports Ball on Wii U. You can go download it, whoever gets the code first. So throughout this whole podcast, I'll be giving away games on Wii U, maybe 3DS, depends. So yeah, I'll be giving away games this whole podcast. So stay tuned. All right. So next, actually, let's get into one thing, what I've been playing. I do want to talk about what I've been playing recently. So I've also been playing, I've been playing Dragon Age Inquisition. So I was really wary about this game, but I wanted to try it out. And I knew that it might be good because the BioWare team that made, Mass Effect, the main ones, they were the ones who developed this game. But I've always been wary. I wasn't going to spend $60 on it. Picked it up for $20 on sale. And I have to admit, it's pretty freaking good. Dragon Age Inquisition, it's good. It's the variety within the characters and the storytelling and like the multiple dialogues. Like if you like Mass Effect and if you like Skyrim, this is a really good mix of the two. So yeah, I'm really happy with Dragon Age. I played it a lot last night. I'm a female elf rogue dual wielding, deadly, completely deadly. But yeah, I've been playing Dragon Age. I've been playing Smash Bros. A lot of good Smash. Been playing online, been refining my Sheik game. Looking to play at Evo next year probably, so hopefully I can win some tournaments this year. I'm really going to get into the scene later this fall. Definitely going to get into it more. So yeah, I've been doing that. So let's go ahead and we're going to move on. And if some of you guys are wondering why this is so early, if you're on the West Coast, I wanted to make sure or give a chance for the European guys to watch the video. I don't have too many people watching right now, but maybe that'll change over the course of this. And plus, people are going to watch the replay. But yeah, I started it a lot earlier than I usually started. So anyway, let's get into the news. Evo 2015, Zero, the man, the myth, the legend. He wins once again. Zero is an unstoppable force in Smash Bros. But here's the funny thing. He almost lost. He almost lost. He didn't almost lose, but then he did. Like, he was pushed to the brink in a couple games against Nairo. Nairo had him. Nairo had him a couple times, but just kind of flubbed it away. And once Zero saw that, he pounced and he won. And then when he got to winners, It was a Zero versus Mr. R, and Mr. R Sheik just couldn't keep up with Zero's Diddy. I mean, it was just, you know, it was Zero. He just easily won. So, congrats to Zero. He won another tournament, 41st tournament in a row. And I heard from D1 that Zero's interested in getting into Melee. So he's going to start practicing Melee possibly. So if that's the case, if Zero starts playing Melee, that will be very interesting to see how his skills and spacing and all that transfers over to the Melee. Because in Melee, anybody can win at any point. They're like Zero is the god in Smash 4, but in Melee there are gods, but those gods they are very they have a very mortal life. They can be beat. I mean, heck, Mango is in losers, for Evo top 8. So, and he's revered as the best Smash 4 play, or sorry, Smash Melee player ever. I mean, outside, I mean, in the God era, I guess. I mean, Ken is probably the king of Smash, but Melee, many people consider Melee the best player or consider Mango the best player at this point. So, yeah, he lost, and Leffen, who's pretty much on the brink of being a god, he also lost too, and he's beat many of the other top tier players, Hungry Box and all that. Although Hungry Box did kick him to losers, so that's the thing about Melee. Anybody can win. I mean, there's a lot of good players in Melee. I mean, Plup is coming up there. There are so many good players. West Balls, it's just crazy. So if Zero gets into Melee, that's going to be interesting. That'll actually make the Melee scene. That'll be a blow to the Smash 4 scene and a big jump up to the Melee scene. But I mean, I think Zero would play both, obviously. But anyway, let's get into the next thing here. So, Devil's Third. Devil's Third previews have been coming up, and yeah, it's kind of rough, guys. It's kind of rough. Like, a lot of people are saying that the game, the controls aren't good. The game, it's kind of just rushed. The graphics don't look good, and Itagaki came out to the media guys who have the game and said, "Hey, here's some stuff." He's like, "It's 30 frames per second. It's 16 players online, and there's no voice chat." And the reason why they said that there's no voice chat is because they use the bandwidth available to max it out at 16 players online. And he also said use the Pro Controller because the gamepad, the face buttons are too crowded, and the analog sticks are like far apart. It's kind of weird. You can mess up your inputs. I mean, personally, I don't like using the gamepad for like shooters or action games. So I mean, I can see what Itagaki is saying there. Like, for instance, like I didn't like using the gamepad for Ninja Gaiden. So if I don't like using the gamepad for Ninja Gaiden and this game has action elements, then yeah, same thing here. So yeah, so I mean, I'm in the stance of like I'm gonna wait and see. Like Nintendo, I mean, this is really a Valhalla game that Nintendo published, but I mean, we still don't even know what's going on with the publishing here in North America. Like Nintendo, it looked like Nintendo was basically just ditching this game. And then they kind of came out and said, oh, we're happy to bring the game over. More details soon. So it's like, what's going on? Like there was rumors that Xseed is publishing, and overall, I'm just like, wow, I don't know what's going on with this game as far as in North America. I will have I'm pretty sure I'll have the Japanese copy. I'm not 100% sure. I might just wait for the American copy, but I mean, who knows? I mean, I just want to wait and play the game. And really, all the preview and press comes from, like, I've seen multiple videos of people calling the game just trash and all that. But really, there's still multiplayer. There's still multiplayer, like, to see. Like, I'm not trying to defend the game or anything because I haven't played it yet. But the multiplayer could be a lot better than the single player. We still need to wait and see on that one. Call of Duty, for instance, like, if I was to rate Call of Duty 4 on just its single player, in my opinion, that game is trash. And I love Call of Duty 4. That's my favorite Call of Duty. And Call of Duty 4 and Modern Warfare 2. Those are my favorite Call of Duty games. And if I was to judge those games on the single player, yeah, it'd be trash. They're boring. I can't stand them, So we need to wait and see how the multiplayer works out. And because the multiplayer does look good, like there's a lot of different upgrades and really cool stuff to get. So we have to wait and see on that one. So yeah. All right, let's get into some June NPD numbers, guys. So June 2015 NPD, the top 10. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's actually give away a game. I've been talking for a little bit. Let's give away a game. What game should we give away? We're going to give away a really cool game. It's actually one of my top Wii U games, or top Wii U and slash 3DS games list. It was on that list for my top Wii U games, and that is Bit Trip presents Runner 2 Future Legend of Rhythm Alien on Wii U. So, have your Wii U's ready, guys. Here is the code. A08L1H WG0HSQ7X82. Once again, this is for Bit Trip Runner presents Runner 2 Future Legend of Rhythm Alien. It's such a weird name. I just call it Bit Trip Runner 2. So I'll say that code again. A08L1HWG0HSQ7X82. All right, so that's the second game. There's more, so stay tuned. Let's get into some more news. June 2015 NPD. And remember, if you guys have any questions, because I see there's a number of people watching, hit that bottom left-hand corner of your screen, yellow area, and it says, take you over to the Q&A app, hit the top right-hand corner, you'll see it, little squares, ask a question. So I see some questions are coming in. June 2015 NPD. We'll start off with number 10. Number 10, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. And here's the sales breakdown. Now remember, June NPD, that is the American sales here in the United States. And it's pretty accurate as far as the sales go. Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Xbox One, PS4, 360, PS3, PC. That's how good it sold. So the Xbox One version has sold the best. That is number 10. Number 9, NBA 2K15, Xbox 360, PS4, Xbox One, PS3, PC. Number 8, Mortal Kombat 10, PS4, then Xbox One. Number 7, Grand Theft Auto 5, Xbox One, PS4, 360, PS3, then PC. Number 6, Minecraft, Xbox 360, PS3, Xbox One, PS4. I mean, I want to know how many Minecraft boxes out there, you know, that people just go to the store and just get a cheap Xbox 360 and get Minecraft, and that's probably all they play. Get their Xbox Live, get Minecraft, that's all they play. Number 5, which is a little bit of a surprise, is Splatoon for the Wii U. And this one's interesting because I remember people last month, like we found out the leaked numbers of Splatoon were like 139,000, and people were saying, "No, it's not that good." But you have to remember, Splatoon was only out for like a few days. Now that Splatoon's been out for a whole month, it sold better than that. It actually sold, I think, 290,000 copies. Yeah, those are the numbers for Splatoon. The game is over 455,000, I think, in North America with digital combined. So Splatoon doing well. Hanging in there with the multiplats. I mean, it's the only exclusive, single platform exclusive on here. It's the only first party game on here. Impressive in my opinion. So Splatoon number 5. Number 4, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. CD Projekt Red has to be thrilled with this. I mean, the fact that Witcher came out back in May, you know, they're still selling well. I mean, that's good. That's good for The Witcher. It's good for a core RPG. I like to see that. PS4, Xbox One, then PC, as far as the sales go. Number 3, Lego Jurassic World on every single platform in the world, literally every single current generation platform: Xbox 360, Xbox One, PS4, PS3, 3DS, Wii U, and the Vita. So those were the sales breakdown. Wii U and Vita at the bottom, 360, Xbox One at the top, PlayStation consoles, 3DS in the middle. All right, let's get down to number 2. The Elder Scrolls Online, Tamriel Unlimited, Xbox One, PS4, PC. And number 1, of course, Batman Arkham Knight. And the PS4 version was number 1 because Sony had that exclusive bundle. So that was cool that they got that bundle for them to help the PlayStation sell. So PS4, Xbox One, PC. Overall, I don't think there was anything surprising about this NPD. There was some more notes from Nintendo. Mario Kart 8 has crossed 2 million units sold in North America. That's pretty cool, right? I'm going to go to my email, guys. So if you hear some clicking, because I have to get some information that I found out about the NX, because I said I was going to talk about that. So yeah, Mario Kart 8 is past 2 million units sold. That's good. In North America only. That game is selling like gangbusters. I mean, if I was Nintendo, I would have a digital version of that game ready with the NX, but that's just me. I mean, that game can sell a lot more if they just keep it going. I don't think they even need a new Mario Kart at this point. Like, I don't think like when the NX comes out, it's like, okay, so let's start working on the next Mario Kart. Like, let's just keep on adding to Mario Kart 8. It's cheaper that way, and people are still buying the game. Like, if you like Mario Kart Ultimate Edition or something, you know, like has all the DLC digital, like that would just be, I think that would be great. All right, and I need to renew my domain account, so my host doesn't kick me off. I need to renew that. That's coming up in August. I definitely need to renew that. We are just humming along here. As far as the NPD, let's keep on going with the NPD. Splatoon is doing really well. I think Splatoon is one of those games that if Nintendo had more of Splatoon, because I think it really uses the gamepad well. I think it really, really uses the gamepad well. So I need to find that rumor. Not that rumor, but that, gosh, where is that? There was something about the NX, and I want to find it. I want to find where the person put that in here. But I'm so unorganized when it comes to certain things. Okay, I found it. Is this it? Let's hope. Okay, so it's not my email's not loading right now, but we'll get to that later. Let's go on and move on with news. So Blaziken has been confirmed for Pokken Tournament. He's coming this August to Japanese arcades. And you know what's weird about this game is that we still haven't figured out if this game is coming to North America. Now, all signs point to it coming to North America and Europe and all that, but the game is only out for Japanese arcades. But I think that the problem with this game is that at this point, it's kind of incomplete because there's only 8 characters, and I think Blaziken will be 9. So there's only a few characters. There's a number of support characters, which is good. The game is more of like an action fighting game than it is just like a pure fighting game. It's more of a hybrid and a unique style fighting game like Smash Bros, which is fine. And there's only 8 characters. I don't think that is good enough to bring to North American consoles. I think they're going to wait till the roster gets at least maybe 15 characters, which it seems like they're going to be adding characters gradually to the arcade experience in Japan. And I do think that they're going to wait. And then once it's ready, I think about 15 to 16 characters, possibly with more DLC, then that's when they can say, hey, this game is going to come to Wii U or NX or whatever. There's not many I mean, it could come to arcade here in North America. There are still some arcades that still go strong. I think, what was it? Like Dave and Buster's here in America. So yeah. All right. So I found the news on the NX. So yeah, Pokken Tournament. It's already out in Japan. It's Blaziken is coming to the game in August, and probably more characters to come. All right, so let's go ahead and let's give away a game. This game will be SteamWorld Dig on the Wii U. So here's the key, guys. Get ready. SteamWorld Dig on the Wii U. A08LX9PJ1UD8895J. Once again, this is SteamWorld Dig on the Wii U, and here's the code A08LX9PJ1UD8895J. So all these games come from the humble indie bundle. You know, I purchased all of these. I think I bought like three of these bundles, and they've just been sitting there. So I'm giving away the games. So yeah, SteamWorld Dig. That's SteamWorld Dig, guys. Download it, have fun. Whoever gets it, congratulations. My stomach is growling because it's super early in the morning here, and I'm hungry. Hopefully, you guys didn't hear that growl. Okay, so let's move on to the next bit of news. Refurbished Wii U bundle. Zelda Wii U bundle for $235 on Nintendo online store. So if you're looking for a Wii U, you know, it has a pretty good library of games at this point. You're still looking for the Wii U if you're one of those 3DS owners and don't have a Wii U, or if you're a PS4, Xbox One user and are looking for a second system. They have a Zelda bundle that comes with The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD, Nintendo Land, for $235, Wii U gamepad, and the refurbished consoles are really good. They're pretty much like new. They take the ones that have been defective or broken, they fix them up, they polish it up, they make it look good, and they sell it back to you at a pretty big discount. That's a, what is that, $65 discount on there? So I think that's pretty good. Definitely think that's pretty good. So yeah, pick it up. Pick it up. I love the Wind Waker HD. That's actually one of my favorite games. And, you know, the Wind Waker HD combined like with the Splatoon, if Nintendo just took games like that, you know, big open world games, and then also made some more RPGs. I think Xenoblade, Zelda, Wind Waker, Splatoon, those are the games that really can justify the gamepad, in my opinion. And I just wish Nintendo made more of those games this generation for the Wii U. But yeah, definitely, Wind Waker HD is an amazing game. I loved it. I actually at one point I remember playing the game, and I was like, I'm going to use the Pro Controller. And I tried to use the Pro Controller, and I kept on pausing and having to look at my map back and forth. I'm like, this sucks. I'm going to use the gamepad. I think that's the only game where I've actually said, this is horrible using the Pro Controller. I'm going to go back to the gamepad. So yeah, pick it up if you haven't already done so. The game is still selling well. It's still selling well. So yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and let's get into some Japanese sales, Japanese media create charts for the past week. So just to let you guys know, I know some of you guys were having questions like, what is the media create? You know, what does the media create do? And I'll let you guys know. So the Media Create is a Japanese group that actually they actually track the sales accurately. So almost like the NPD group, but unlike the NPD, who's really stingy with their numbers, and it's like you have to pay for everything to get the real numbers. The Japanese Media Create, they just release them for free. Now, if you want in-depth like numbers, like date, like, you know, all of them, all the numbers complete past like the top 20. I think you might have to pay for that. I'm not 100% sure, or sign up for something, but they give you all of the numbers like right then and there, you know, and that's what's cool about the Media Create. And that's every week we get the numbers. So let's go down some of the numbers for this past week's Media Create. So there was a big game that released in Japan. It's called Yokai Watch. I don't know if you guys have heard of that game. Have you guys heard of it? Yeah. So Yokai Watch Busters launched in Japan, and it was the top game. Yokai Watch Busters Red Cat Team / White Dog Squad. Oh my goodness, yes, this game. And that was the #1 game. It sold 600,000. Yeah. Hold up, let me see that. Am I saying that right? Yeah, it almost sold 700,000 units, 693,538 units. Jesus Christ. Yeah, and that's a spin-off, guys. That's like a multiplayer spin-off game. Nearly a million. 300,000 away from a million. That's not even counting digital. I bet you anything, if you count digital, that game is probably almost at a million. I mean, I'd probably say at least another 40, 50,000 digital. Over 700,000 for sure. Next game. So number 2. This is pretty cool. The Great Ace Attorney. That's the one where it's like they're in like feudal Japan and there's like Sherlock Holmes. Yeah, on the 3DS. That actually opened up at 135,690 units. Not bad for an Ace Attorney game. That's good money for Capcom. Number 3, Taiko Drum Master 5 version. V version. I think it's V version. Bandai Namco. 46,101 units. So, I mean, not bad for a Taiko Drum Master game. At number 4 is the 3DS, Fire Emblem Fates, Birthright / Conquest, still going. 29,682 units, not digital, not including the bundle. 345,253 units combined or total. So yeah, the game is humming along. It's going to end up the best-selling Fire Emblem game ever once it comes out in North America and Europe, because it's going to sell gangbusters in North America. Like, it's going to do very well in North America. I wouldn't be surprised to see it in the MPD top 10 when it comes out. I think it's going to do really good, especially after Awakening and after Smash Brothers with Roy and Lucina and all the Fire Emblem characters. It's going to do really well in North America. What is this? Number 5, Splatoon. Looks like Splatoon is just going number 5 in everywhere. Splatoon, from Nintendo, of course, 26,136 units for a total of 408,312 units. It's really good. Splatoon's been doing really well. Number 6, Rhythm Heaven, the Best Plus from Nintendo, 24,650 units. Still really good. Really good. Over 300,000 units for that game, for a 3DS game. That's just a compilation. That's good money for Nintendo. Number 7, Cho. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna need some help with this one, guys. Is it Cho Tusoyuchu Atsumari Saikyo no Toso Monotachi. I probably butchered that. Oh my goodness. I probably butchered that. But this game is from Bandai Namco. It's a 3DS game. And it sold 13,571 units. Number 8, we have Minecraft for the PS Vita. And that's actually a Sony published game. So Sony's publishing that game. So they're making a lot of money off that. 10,898 units, almost 300,000, 250,000, 243,428 units total, but it just sold 10,898 units for the week. So pretty good for Minecraft. It has some good legs. Let's see here. We have number 9, Mario Kart 8. Pretty good. That did another 6,708 units, and the game is over 1 million. 1,060,442. So pretty good for Mario in Japan. Remember, these are the Japanese sales, just Japan only. Number 10, we're going to kind of go through these a little bit quicker now. Number 10, Dragon Ball Z Extreme Butoden on the 3DS, Bandai Namco. 4,642 units with a total of 110,087 units. Number 11, Pokemon Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire on the 3DS from Nintendo, of course, or the Pokemon Company, whatever. 4,608 units, 2,657,661 units total in Japan. Number 12, PS Vita, Persona 4 Dancing All Night from Atlas, 4,449 units, 111,513 units total. Number 13, Animal Crossing New Leaf from Nintendo, 4,232 units, 3,996,960 units total. Goodness gracious. That's going to be 4 million pretty soon here. Number 14 for the 3DS, Girls Mode 3 Kira Kira code, which is also called Style Savvy here in North America and in Europe, I think. That's from Nintendo. 2,891 units, 164,436 units total. Number 15, PS4, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt from Spike Chunsoft. And that has another 2,847 units for a total of 128,414 units. Number 16, PS4 Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition from Capcom, 2,772 units for a total of 50,017 units. So here's the cool thing about this game, guys. If you want this game, but you here in North America, and I think in Europe, it's only digital, but I know for a fact in North America, it's only digital. You can import the Japanese version, and it completely works on your PS4 if you want the physical copy. And there's English on there. It works just fine. So that's just something for you guys. If you have a PS4 and you want to import that game, it's completely import friendly. Number 17, 3DS, Return to Polocrosis. Okay. A Story of Seasons Fairy Tale. That's from Marvelous. 2,757 units for a total of 62,524. Number 18, 3DS Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo 3DS. From Nintendo, of course, 2,746 units for a total of 2,256,326 units. Number 19, Super Smash Bros. For Wii U, and 2,218 units again this week for a total of 653,783 units. Number 20, this will be the last one on here. Puzzle and Dragons Super Mario Bros. Edition Gung Ho Online Entertainment, 1,901 units for a total of 274,678 units. All right, hardware sales. And then I'll also say the last week's sales. So number one, was the new Nintendo 3DS XL, but it's called the LL. Actually, hold up, let me see here. Yeah, 3DS XL. It's called the 3DS LL in Japan, of course. 21,069 units for this week, and it actually improved from the 19,475 units that was sold last week. Number two, PlayStation 4 with 15,779 units. Last week, it actually decreased from last week's 18,171 units. Number three, PlayStation Vita, 13,632 units, which was a decrease from the 14,067 units sold last week. Number four, Wii U, which was 10,789 units, which is a decrease from 12,781 units last week. Number five, and this is actually still 3DS, but the media crate separates it. So the new 3DS, the small one, sold 5,551 units, and that was actually up from the 5,506 units they sold last week. Number six, PlayStation 3, which sold 2,979 units, which is down from the 3,102 units they sold last week. Number seven, the regular 3DS, so this is the old model 3DS, sold 1,184 units. That's down from the 1,394 units last week. And number eight was the 3DS XL, so the old 3DS, sold 899 units. That's down, or that's actually up from the 800. Did I say? Yeah, 899 units, and that's down from the 861 units last week. Number nine, PlayStation Vita TV sold 613 units. That's down from the 741 units last week. And number 10 is the Xbox One, which sold 149 units, which is down from the 235 units they sold last week. So that is the media crate. That took a lot longer than I thought it would take. I need to crack my back now. Give me a second, guys. Okay, there we go. Not crack my back, but stretch. Okay. So let's give away a video game. Let's give away two video games, actually. So the first one I'll be giving away is Stealth Inc. 2 for the Wii U. Get your Wii U's ready. A08LUY8T1MGM2A49. I'll say that again. This is for Stealth Inc. 2 on the Wii U. A08LUY8T1MGM2A49. And I also like to think, I hate to bring Satoru Iwata, like say it, but I mean, just to bring him up again, I know I talked about it, but man, I think giving away these games, I mean, not only did I get them at a great price, but I'm glad that I held on to them and I gave them away now because I think it's fitting that there's games being given away, in this week. So I just wanted to just point that out. I was going to give them away anyway, even before we heard about the news, but I think it's fitting that, they're being given away here because that's what he would want. Yeah, just to have fun. So hopefully you guys do enjoy these games that I'm giving away. Um, the next game, I'll be giving away another game right now, guys. Ollie Ollie on the Wii U. So the code is A08M95Q506NWDMJ2. Once again, here's the code for Ollie Ollie on the Wii U. This is actually a really good game. A08M95Q506NWDMJ2. Cool. So those are two games. I got two more games to give away, guys, and we'll hold on to those. Let's see here. Let's see. Yeah, the Evo finals are today. Somebody wrote that in the comments to me. Okay. Humble Indie Bundle. Humble Indie Bundle. That was a great bundle, by the way. Let's get back to news. Oh, actually, I do want to announce the Amiibo winner. And I'm going to go to the page. And how I chose this winner, let me give you guys a little insight how I chose this winner. I chose this winner I looked at the statements that you guys were writing. And I picked out a few that I picked out a number of them that I thought that were really good. And then I randomly selected from those people. And I put a number of you guys. So, I mean, a lot of you guys were in the running. Although anybody who said I can't afford the Amiibo, those are the type of people I'm like, you know what? Okay, listen. They don't cost that much money. Like, they don't cost that much money. You gotta mow some lawns. You gotta flip some dollars. You gotta do a little bit of hustling, to get a little bit of money. I'll tell you guys a story. When I was a kid, when I was let's say more than 10 years ago, I think I was like 15. So yeah, well, more than 10 years ago, when I was in high school, there was this really cool thing that we did. It was a really cool thing. It wasn't really cool. It was gambling. But we had this thing where we flip dollars. Okay, so what you do is you fold the top and the bottom of your dollar. You fold it, okay? One way, you fold it in one direction, and then you fold the bottom like in a small little crease across the whole thing. So horizontally. And then so it can flip really well. And then you grab it and then you flip the dollar and then you call evens or odds. Okay? You call evens or odds. And if whoever calls, if both of the person that they're flipping against, if both of the dollars are on the top side, or sort of like the Washington, the top, that's heads. If they're both on the bottom, that's tails. So that's evens or odds. So if they're both even, then you win. If they're different, then that's odds. So it's just like it's 50-50 pretty much, what's going to happen. And we played so much, like it actually turned into like a major like operation at my school. Like at first they didn't know what it was. They thought that we were just playing some stupid game. So we would flip anywhere. We would flip at school, So I mean, we're sophomores in high school. Okay, I'm a sophomore in high school, I'm like 15, and we would play anywhere in school. We would flip the dollars anywhere. The the yard aides would see us. They didn't care, whatever. But then somebody tipped them off that we were gambling. And it became this big operation to stop people from doing this. So if you got caught, you had to go to Saturday work and pick up trash around the school. And like, that was whack. So we started flipping in the bathroom. We started flipping behind walls. We started flipping anywhere we could. And this became a big business. This was like this was like major gambling. I mean, people were winning thousands of dollars. Like, we didn't just stop at dollars though, guys. We went up to fives, we went up to tens, we went to 20s, and heck, we even flipped 50s. And my crazy self, I flipped 100 one time and I won. And the dude was like, let's go again. And I was like, hell no. I took that 100 and bounced. I took that 100 and was like, peace. But yeah, I would flip all the time. And it came to the point where I would be running like an operation at school. Like, I was like, people would come to me because they knew like I would always win. I had such good luck. I mean, I would lose. There'd be days that I lost, but I had such good luck, guys. And people would come to me like, Francis, let me borrow $1. I felt like the freaking what was it? The Godfather. And like, they would come to like the bathroom and I'd just be chilling there and they'd be like, let me borrow $1 and I'll pay you back, 3 when I win. I'm like, all right, but you better have my money. I know there's be people that be avoiding me. They'd be avoiding me because they borrowed some money and they haven't paid me back. And I would, oh my God, I would send my minions out to get them. I'd be like, hey man, after period 3, we gotta have a talk. Gotta have a talk. Oh my gosh. And I made so much money. I bought a GameCube, a PS2, and like tons of games. Like, that's how much money I was making off of this. Flipping dollars. That was my job until I got a real job. I started working at McDonald's later. But after they shut me down, they shut the whole operation down. It was so funny. I got caught, told my mom, had to go to like this gambling rehab program. I didn't listen. I still flipped. I stopped flipping when I got a job. When I got a job, I stopped flipping. Although my mom didn't care really because I wasn't asking her for money. So she was just like, oh, just don't get caught. My mom she's a great mom. Like, she made sure to discipline me when I did things bad and when my grades weren't good. But man, that was one thing where she was just kind of like, hey, don't get caught. Anyway, hopefully you guys like that story. Maybe I'll tell more in the future. Okay, so let's get to that winner. Because I know a lot of you guys are really, really want to know. So the winner, and I actually like this. I actually really like what this person has been a subscriber for a while, and I don't know if he's still watching. I don't know if he's watching, but it's Andre Walker. He is the winner. So Andre, if you are watching, I'll be sending you a message on Google Plus or in your YouTube inbox. Check for it. You need to email me, or what you can do is you can email me at Francis. Yeah, you need to email me. So Andre, I'll be sending you a message to email me your address. Okay, email me your address. Andre Walker. His name is also parentheses Jewel Archon. Parentheses Jewel Archon. Andre Walker, you are the winner of the Splatoon Amiibo 3-pack. Congratulations. And yeah, I'll be sending you a message shortly, and you can send me an email at Francis@PlayerX and send me, of course, your name, if that's your real name, your address, so I can send you that Amiibo. Congratulations to the Amiibo 3-pack winner. But we have more winners, guys. We have more winners. Yes, because everybody wins. I'm going to be giving away another game. 2 games. Let's give away. I have 2 more games to give away. 2 more games to give away. I might give away a 3DS game too. Yeah, I'm going to give away a 3DS game too. So let's start with the 3DS game. Gunman Clive. Yeah, I think I should give away Gunman Clive on the 3DS. Seems like a good game to give away. So, Gunman Clive, 3DS. Get your 3DSs ready. Get your 3DSs ready. So I'll give you guys some time to get your 3DSs ready. Hurry up. I'm giving you 10 more seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. Gunman Clive, A08L6HF 50U9958M0. A08L6HF A0U9958M0. I think people who have a Nintendo 3DS, a new Nintendo 3DS, have an unfair advantage here because they can boot up their system, get to their eShop faster. So yeah, if you have a new Nintendo 3DS, you probably got that code. All right, that was Gunman Clive. Let's give away another game, guys. The Fall for the Wii U. This game looks really cool. The graphics are really good. This just came out on Xbox One too, so really cool game. But it's been out for a while on Wii U. All right. The Fall for the Wii U. Get your Wii U's ready. A08MJ8NS1ESSUFMP. Once again, A08MJ8NS1ESSUFMP. The Fall on the Wii U. Let's give away another game, guys. I'm feeling frisky. I'm feeling very generous. Generous. Feeling very generalish. Okay. This will be the last game that I give away on Wii U today. Guacamelee Super Turbo Championship Street Fighter Ultra Remix Edition 2. No, I'm joking. It's just Guacamelee Super Turbo Championship Edition for the Wii U. Okay. A08MV N0N0JU7NU83. Once again, this is for Guacamelee Super Turbo Championship Edition on the Wii U. A08MV N0N0JU7NU83. Oh, and one more thing, guys. This is all from North America. Maybe I should have said that earlier. But I guess if you're European or if you're in some other country and you tried it, you probably found that out by now. That might be pissed off. So yeah, these are all North American codes, guys. That's what the Humble Indie Bundle was North America. Okay, so that's that. Yeah. Do we have any more news, Johnny? Let's take a look. We gave away Amiibo. We gave away video games. How many games did I give away, guys? I gave away, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Should we make it an even 10? I think we should make it an even 10. Yeah, I'm going to make it an even 10. Okay. So this is probably a game that none of you guys have, or very few of you guys have. I'm going to be giving away Whoa Dave on the 3DS. Get your 3DSs ready. A08MPKPL09QYLRJQ. Once again, this is Whoa Dave on the 3DS. A08MPKPL09QYLRJQ. Whoa Dave. And these are the same people who actually made Bit Trip Runner. So that game is probably pretty good. Let's give away another game, shall we? Yeah, let's give away another game. I'm trying to think of which game it should be, though. Moon Chronicles? Yeah, Moon Chronicles, Episode 1. Let's do it. So, Moon Chronicles, Episode 1 on the 3DS. On the 3DS, guys, 3DS. A08M3F471PURMXEX. E8. Once again, Moon Chronicles Episode 1 of the 3DS. A08M3F471PURMXE8. E8. Okay. That is that. We have given away an even 10 games. Let me double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So yeah, I think that's good. I still have some more games that I got from the Humble Bundle, and I will give those away probably on Player Essence Cross Nintendo next week or something, or the Fancast. Yeah, I'll probably give those away on the Fancast or something. Excuse me, it's still early. It's only 8:32 in the morning on my Sunday here. So yeah, I gave away a lot. Let's get into some interesting news. So I did title this "What I Know About the NX." So do I know something about the NX? Yes. Did I go Metal Gear Solid mode at E3? Kind of. was I stalking developers? Was I stalking developers in back rooms and stuff to see if I can get information? I'm not gonna say. Was I? I had a hearing aid on, even though my hearing is perfectly fine, because I was trying to listen to everything. And I'm not very tall. I'm only 5'9", so I can just kind of sneak around. I was looking into buying a Metal Gear Solid camo suit, but it was too expensive. I would have bought one. I would have totally bought one where I can just like blend into any background or any surrounding area. Okay, so to be honest, I did hear some stuff, but nothing that I was ready to talk about. Like there's no way that that I was gonna say like, oh yeah, this is what I heard at E3, without anything else that maybe I hearing if somebody else heard the same thing or anything like that. And I just didn't feel comfortable just saying, oh yeah, this is this, just putting that out there. But I did hear basically some other news that kind of confirmed what I heard. But this is still rumor. This is not 100%. Nintendo could change things. It is what it is. It can still change, guys. It can still change. But this is from a YouTuber who is pretty freaking credible as far as what he does. He doesn't do clickbait videos and all that stuff like that. He's actually just a guy that plays video games. And, I'll just say that he has well over 300,000 subscribers, and he has some contacts in the industry. So this is just kind of passing along some information that he heard. So let's get to that. And I'm not going to say anything as far as who this YouTuber is or who sent me this information, because I don't want anybody harassing them. Like a lot of people harass Tamaki from Unseen 64 for what he said, and I don't want that to happen with this guy. So but anyway, this information comes from basically it's also from tech companies too that might be dealing with some of this stuff that's going on. So here's the number one thing. The specs are somewhere between, so this is for the Nintendo NX. The specs are somewhere between the PS4 and Xbox One, but leaning more towards the Xbox One specs. Okay, so a lot of people have been saying, oh, well, it's not going to compete on the PS4 level, so it's not going to get third-party support. A lot of people think that when they mean by compete on the PS4 level, that's what Tamaki said from Unseen 64. Really, what that means is that it's just not going to be as spec'd as powerfully as the PS4, but that doesn't mean it doesn't compete. In my opinion, I don't know if that was a poor choice of words, because the Xbox One competes with the PS4 on a spec level, but it's just not as good. And from what I'm hearing, the NX definitely is competing on a spec level. I mean, it's in between the PS4 and Xbox One, but it's more closer towards the Xbox One. So I think maybe Tamaki was being completely precise, but just by saying, well, it's not in the PS4 spec level, but he didn't say anything about the Xbox One. And that's what some people are freaking out about. They think it's going to be weaker than the Xbox, a lot weaker. They think it's going to be like another Wii U, to where it's just like weaker, which I don't, the Wii U isn't even much weaker than the PS4 and Xbox One, in my opinion. It's weaker for sure, but the gap isn't as big as, like, let's say the PS3 to Wii. It's not that type of gap. There's definitely a bit of a gap, but it's not as big. So if Nintendo's making a system that's definitely Xbox One spec'd, or a little bit better, then there's nothing wrong with that. And it's probably going to be much cheaper. So here's the second thing that I learned. It will be 1080p. So Nintendo's games are going to be, pretty much everything 1080p, which is to be expected. I would hope that would be the case. Although the Xbox One, all those games are not 1080p. And Nintendo's games for the most part are all 720p. Nintendo has a few games that are 1080p. They have Wind Waker. They have, at least retail titles, they have Wind Waker. They have Super Smash Bros. For Wii U. And they might have another one, but most of their games are 720p and upscaled to 1080p. So what I heard is also going to be 1080p. The next thing that I heard is it will have some sort of connectivity between console and the handheld, which I think is a given. I think that's a given. There's definitely going to be some interactivity. I mean, I think if you could be able to download 3DS games digitally, or if you have the 3DS game, you get the digital version for free somehow. You register it on Nintendo's new service, and you get that on the NX for free. That would be huge. That would be like huge. It's like, okay, well, yeah, the system launches. Oh, you can play Bravely Second. You can play Bravely Default. You can play Fire Emblem Fates. You can play all these great 3DS RPGs from the get-go on the big screen. That would be huge. Oh my goodness, that would be so good. And what if you can be able to transfer data back and forth? That would even be better. Number 4, and this is probably a big one. It will likely have a normal controller. So, yeah. I think it's going to be a Wii U Pro controller, renamed, rebranded. I think it's going to have analog. It's just going to be more like a standard controller, like Xbox 360 or PS4. I think they're going to take the safe route and kind of innovate within like the connectivity between handheld and console. So, yeah. Here's some more information. Apparently, some people at E3 implied that there will be a handheld device designed alongside the NX from scratch specifically for connectivity with the NX. The handheld device is also implied to be an optional thing you can buy separately if you want to. So this is something that I've been saying, and this actually harkens back to Shokio's initial rumor with this whole thing, which is the fusion, which is the initial where this whole thing started from, And in that rumor that Shokio had, that's on Gaming Realm. Check it out. You can still check it out. It's probably one of their most viewed. it's probably their most viewed post of all time. There was 2 consoles. Now Shokio had specs on there too. I don't know how well those specs were going to be. And I actually did a podcast with Shadow Fox Infinite on those specs. He said it's crazy overkill. He said that those systems are really powerful. But that's another discussion for another day, I guess, or a discussion that we've already had. You can check it out on my channel if you want to. But anyway, he said that harkens back to where there's going to be a console and there's going to be a handheld, and they're going to have interconnectivity as far as the games go. And there's going to be 2 separate things. And the NX just might be that, or one of them might come out first, and then the handheld might come out later, and then you can buy them in a bundle, or you can buy them separately for a little bit more. Maybe if you buy them in a bundle, it's a little bit cheaper. If you buy them separately, it's a little bit more expensive. And maybe that will entice people. Maybe a bundle for, I don't know, like $350 for both of them. Maybe $400 for both of them. So $200 pot. Maybe $250 for one of them, $199. I don't know. By itself, or for the portable. So that'll be interesting. I think that'll be good. I think Nintendo definitely needs as many games as possible, on their system. The next thing, and And that last one apparently came from a Nintendo guy. I mean, at E3. So, but still rumor. No, let's see. Next one here. Apparently, yeah, and this person where I got this information said that they can confirm that Nintendo spoke to third-party developers at E3, which is true. Nintendo confirmed that. That was actually one of the last things that Satoru Iwata said, is that they confirmed that they were speaking to many developers. They said that they've had many inquiries at E3 about partnerships. So yeah. I think that's it. I obviously I don't want to say any more, and I'm not going to tell you guys who said this, because he specifically asked to not be named, and I don't want to tell you the YouTube channel of who said this, because this is still a rumor thing he's not supposed to be talking about. But I can say this: the person that I did get this information from definitely isn't trying to lie or make up things. He has no reason to, because his channel isn't even about that. That's the thing about this. This isn't a guy who just does news and who likes to get hits. I mean, I'm a news channel too. I like to talk about hot topics, but this isn't a guy who does that. This is a guy who just plays video games. That's the thing. He's not a guy, and he hasn't been branding it on his channel or anything like that. He's just not talking about it. He just heard, and I had a person who's a friend of that person, or actually almost a family member, actually, kind of. So yeah. So that's where that information came from. Whether I believe it or not, is just, we just have to wait and see. A lot of this stuff lines up from what I heard, and some of the rumors that have been coming out, but it also lines up with what I actually heard. So overall, I think the system's going to be great. I think the NX is going to be really good. I think it's going. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. I think it's going to be a really great system. I think Nintendo, they really have. I don't think they can mess this one up. And I don't think, looking back, I think Iwata's plan. I think Iwata knew that I think he knew that he needed to groom. He needed to. And I think Nintendo has a plan, but he needed to groom a successor. I think he knew that he needed to make sure that Nintendo did not go into this next generation without direction. They needed a solid plan and a solid focus that was going to work. And I think Iwata did everything he could to make sure that happened. And I think that was a direct result of this year's E3. I mean, he had to do it this way. I mean, this year's E3 had to be like this. I mean, I'm not trying to make excuses for Nintendo, but after doing some research and after looking at the situation that they're in with the Wii U and even with the 3DS, and with Satoru Iwata's, I think Iwata knew that he wasn't going to be around. So if something messed up with the NX, he's not going to be around to help. So he knew that he had to do everything he can to make sure that system launches successfully, and that system and Nintendo's in a good position. So I think that's why we're getting prematurely, like the Wii U's life is being cut prematurely too. I think it's a number of things. It's a number of things. It's not just that, but I mean, unfortunately, I think, with this, everything that's going on, I think the system has to come out in 2016. I mean, if it doesn't, it's only because of like production issues, or maybe there's a fatal flaw that they found, like a red ring of death situation. So I'd be completely surprised if the system doesn't come out in 2016, just because you can't keep on delaying something this big when you don't have a president. You have Gino, or what's it, Taka? I forgot. I can't say his name, but I forgot his name. I need to see it in front of me. But that guy, I just call him Gino. You got Gino, and you've got Miyamoto that are running things, but they are not. I don't think they are not the next replacements, and it might even be way too early to talk about this. I didn't even want to talk about a replacement beforehand, but now that Satoru Iwata has been, the memorial is done, and we can kind of reflect back, we all still love Nintendo, and we want to know what's going to go on with this company and what's going on next. Obviously, I think I did a good job of not talking about it until after his memorial, as far as the next in line. But I think there's some questions about that. So yeah, so if you guys have any other questions based on that, let me know. I see that there's plenty of questions um, in the app here. So if you guys, I see that there's more people watching. So if you have a question, click on the bottom left-hand corner, hit that button. I'll take you over to the Google Plus page at the top right hand where you see those squares. And yeah, so let's go ahead and let's get into this Q&A. Okay, let's do this. This question comes from, I'm just going to call you Grunt. Visored Grunt, Viso Grunt, Grunt, Grunt R34. Do you think they'll keep Miiverse for NX? So you think they should actually keep the code name this time? Revolution was way better name than Wii, and NX already sounds better than what they will come up with. Well, that's a multifaceted question. So let's think about this. Do you think they will keep Miiverse for NX? Yes, I think there'll be a Miiverse, but it'll be integrated into the dashboard, similar to how Microsoft and Sony do theirs. And it's funny because I was talking about this beforehand, and I was like, Microsoft and Sony kind of have a Miiverse, but it's just built into the dashboard. Now, it's not as expansive as Miiverse, and there's some other things that Miiverse does, but Microsoft and Sony, they built theirs into the to where you can doing, see what they're posting, upload clips. That's just built straight into the dashboards for Microsoft and Sony. So I think Nintendo should do that instead of having it be a separate app. So I think they'll keep it, but they'll just build it into the dash this time, which the Miiverse kind of is with the War Plaza, but it's not 100%, and they need it 100% built into the dash. Do you think they should actually keep the code name NX? Yeah, I think it should be like the Nintendo Next, and like spell. I think I've seen some people do like a spelling like N and then lowercase e, capital X, then T or something like that. Like I think that'd be a catchy name, like the Next Nintendo, and I think it's easy to separate it. So yeah, I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind the NES 2. I wouldn't mind Super Nintendo 2. I wouldn't mind. There's a lot of things they can name. Nintendo, whatever number, Nintendo 7 or Nintendo 8. I don't know, whatever console number they're on. So yeah, I think they could do that too. As for with Revolution and the Wii, you know what? I'm not gonna second guess that one because the Wii name was so popular. It was so easy and it was so popular. Revolution sounds better, but Wii is something that was universally accepted and easy to put. So I think Wii, looking back, because hindsight is 2020, the Wii was the Wii was the right name to make because it was easy. It was easy, but then at the same time, them having the name the Wii kind of contributed to the problems of the Wii U. So, you know, looking back on just the Nintendo for the Nintendo Wii, I don't think it was a bad idea because of how well it worked out. Now the Wii U, yeah, I'm going to say it was a bad idea to name it that just because hindsight's 2020 and the Wii U hasn't sold as much. So, excuse me. Next question comes from Wolf Flow. He says, "Congrats, and I appreciate how you actually focus on games." Ripawada. Yeah, I try. Some people say that I don't, but it all depends on who you talk to. You know, at this point, I'm getting my website and my YouTube are getting so big to the point to where people are just going to be negative no matter what. People are just going to say bad stuff no matter what. People are going to look at stuff that I said 3 years ago or stuff that I said, 2 years ago and complain and cry about it and then not talk to me directly and make stupid videos. So, I mean, not really worried about it, but thank you. I do appreciate it. All right. Next question comes from T-Dude73. Do you think Tomonobu Itagaki should be blamed after getting negative comments on Devil's Third after looking at the European gameplay shown on YouTube? Well, it's Itagaki and his team. I think it's Valhalla. I think it's all of them should be blamed if the game isn't very good. Yeah, the blame goes on the developers. It goes on the developers of who actually made the game, and it also goes on the publishers a little bit for picking up that game. It depends, though. It really depends. The publishers front the money for the game, and they're supposed to make a quality game. And this game was already this game is a little bit different because this game was in development before Nintendo even had any say in it. So a lot of the stuff that was done in this game was done, and Nintendo just is just paying for publishing, really, and paying to help make the game come alive. But they've been working on it for a long time, and that's the problem. They switched engines way too many times. And I think if they would have stuck with Unreal 3 from the very beginning, it would be a different case. But they had to break down things and redo things, and we'll see. I think we need to wait and see on multiplayer, because I still think the multiplayer is going to be the redeeming quality for this game. I think the multiplayer is going to be good, and I think that's where the game is focused on. So we'll see. And if my daughter busts in here, guys, she's up. I think I just heard her, so she might bust in here. All right. Next question comes from TDude73. According to the rumor by VentureV, AMD could be manufacturing an unknown processor for NX. Do you think it's true? And if there's a possibility for a new system that uses x86 processor? Yeah, I think there's been rumors that the x86 processor has been around for a while at this point. Yeah, there's been rumors about that for a while. AMD talked about that I think a year ago. They talked about they have an x86 processor for an unnamed system. So yeah, I think it's going to be x86. I think Nintendo needs to make sure that that's what developers want to develop on, and I think Nintendo is good enough to where they can develop on that no problem too. So I don't think there should be an issue. All right, next question comes from OnLed1. How do you feel about the discussion regarding a new CEO? Too soon? About time? Doesn't matter. I think there were some people who were talking about it way too soon. There are some people who were talking about it the same day that the news came out. Like that's ridiculous. I think at this point now that Satoru Iwata has been his memorial's done. Apparently he's been cremated, I think. But the memorial is done, his funeral is done. I think it's okay to discuss it at this point now that all the services are done, and Iwata and Gino are now in their role of being president of Nintendo right now, interim president. So I think it's okay to talk about it because they are doing duties of a president at this point, So I think it's okay at this point. But there were people that were talking about it the day of that they heard, and there are people that were talking about like a day after. I don't necessarily agree, but it's a case-by-case basis, Next question comes from the Fox Shot. What are 3 big RPGs you want to play on the NX? Golden Sun, the next project from Monolith Soft, which they did say that they're already working on it, and I would love to see a Metroid RPG somehow. I'd also like to see Fallout. I'd like to see a lot of games, but I would like to see those. I would like to see a completely different Metroid spin-off with the RPG, like open world RPG. I would love to see a Golden Sun, and I would love to see Monolith Soft's next project, a Baten Kaitos or something, a Xenoblade Chronicles something, or Xenoblade something on the NX. Good question. Next question comes from Creep Show and Gore. Do you think Nintendo will ever recover from the loss of their president, Iwata? No, I don't think they'll ever recover. In certain ways, I think that Nintendo will forever have something missing from them now that Iwata is gone, because he can only influence what he was alive to influence and what he put together for the future. Once that future is already done, there's probably going to be somebody completely different. Once the NX is done, somebody else has to think of the next thing, and that will lose whatever. Iwata won't have any impact on that next thing, unless somebody really focuses on stuff in the past. But you can't look in the past and just do everything that you did in the past. That's one of Iwata's big things. He's like, hey, you have to look at new things. So no, Iwata was an innovator. He was somebody who looked at new ways on old ideas, and you're never going to be able to replicate his programming prowess. His thought process was just completely different from anybody else. So no, Nintendo won't ever recover in that way. Now, will Nintendo be okay as a company? Yes, because they have the best brands ever. But they will never recover that certain thing that Iwata had at this point, And it's the same thing when Miyamoto leaves, or when any of the titans leave in this game industry. There's just something that they do, that can't be replicated, and they're going to be forever at a loss for that. As a whole company, though, I think Nintendo's going to bounce back just fine. But there is something that they will forever lose without Iwata being there. Next question comes from Grunt R34. Oh, and thanks for the game codes. I got 3 of them. Oh, shit. Well, there you go, man. I mean, you're here for the podcast, man. Yeah. But now I think I need a HUD since I use a flash drive currently and it's not recommended. Yeah, dude. No problem, man. You were there. You got the game codes. You got them. I gave away 10 though, so 7 other people got some more. TD73, it talks about Nintendo. It's how you will play next. Yeah, it looks good. It looks good. That's a good tagline too. Dragon Sword 15. Do you think that people will react the same to the announcement of the NX as the Sega 32X, as you would say the NX is the 8th gen console? Yeah, I think people will. I think people will call it an 8th gen console. I don't know if you can call the NX a 9th generation console, but then again, it breaks all the rules of consoles. It's like you release one console and it's like that's your generation's console. But if you release something else, that's the next generation. But in this case, I think it's an 8th gen. I think people are just going to call it an 8th gen console because a lot of people called Wii U last gen, even though it's not. But this might be the first time where Nintendo has 2 8th generation consoles. I don't even know how to explain it really. But yeah, people are going to call it an 8th generation console. Next question comes from Grunt R34. Talking about importing DMC4 remaster just made me remember NX has to drop region locking. Yeah, and I think Iwata talked about dropping region locking. I don't think Iwata would have left the company with that big of burden over their head. I don't think he would have. I think he would have said, I think it's going to be non-region locked. And he talked about that. Yeah, he's optimistic about not region locking. And I think that's going to happen next generation or next year. Next question comes from T-Dude73. Do you think Nintendo of America will announce a new CEO at next year's E3? No, I think they'll announce a new CEO later this year. I think it will be later this year that they'll announce a new CEO. I mean, you got to find someone. You can't just not have a CEO like that. That leaves shareholders very upset. That can affect Nintendo's stock. So they need to announce a new CEO this year. I definitely think it's going to happen this year. You can't wait all the way. You can't wait a year to announce a new CEO, especially with the NX. You need to get that CEO in, and you need to get him or whoever it is needs to know what they're doing, their job responsibilities, and it needs to be before the NX launches, way before. Next question comes from Grunt R34. Everyone agrees Nintendo needs to modernize. If they had a new subscription service, what is the basic they could get away with while being the same price as Live or PSN? Well, I think obviously, I think even without their subscription service, they need to make sure that they have voice chat, party chat, direct peer-to-peer chat. Those need to be standard on the system. Just no questions asked. Those don't even need to be a part of whatever. But I'm pretty sure that they need to make sure they need to get better servers and and stuff like that. And they need money. Like the fact that Itagaki says, "Oh well, I can't do voice chat with 16 because I wanted to do 16 players to max out players. I can't do voice chat because of it." Is because of bandwidth problems. That's because of servers. Nintendo needs to spend more money on that, and in order to get more money to have better servers and to have stuff like voice chat and all that, you need to charge for money. You need to charge. Like you can't sit here and be charging free online, because the problem is that gamers are willing to spend their money. Xbox Live and PSN, both of those cost money, and gamers spend their money because they want a quality experience that has all the perks, bells, and whistles. I know some people don't want all that, and that's fine. But there's a lot of people that want that experience and they're willing to give money. Think about it. The people who don't want it, they're not paying you anything anyway. They're spending no money. But there's people who want it and they're willing to give you money to get that experience. So why not take that money? The people who don't want that stuff, don't pay you any money for online play anyway. It's free. So, and they're probably not big into online games. They probably play single player more. So you need to start satisfying those people who want those features. And I think that those features, as far as party chat and as far as peer-to-peer, those should be standard on the system. But I also think that they should have like some type of subscription service where you get a game or two a month, like Xbox Live games for gold. But I think it should be cheaper. I think somehow they should undercut Microsoft and Sony. It should be, I think, $29.99 a year. or $39.99 a year. One of those two, and you can get that. But there's the thing: many people don't spend $60 or $50 on PSN and Xbox Live. Many people get discount cards, digital discount cards for like $29.99. Like I know I do. I don't spend $60 on Xbox Live. I spend $30 because there's deals all the time. So maybe Nintendo even goes as low as just say, hey, the price is $20 a year. This is what you get, or $25 a year or $30 a year, whatever they want to do, but they need to charge for online to get better servers and to get better features. Plain and simple, they need to. Like, you can't sit here and not when your competitors are, and you're not having online play that is up to people's standards today for online play. So, yeah, I think it's going to happen. So, yeah. Next question comes from the Fox Shot. This may be off topic, but what are you looking forward to the most in Star Ocean 5? Oh, I think the combat looks really fun, almost like Xenoblade. What I'm looking forward to the most in Star Ocean 5 is like the 6-player battles. I think that's a really cool and unique, innovative mechanic that really is going to enhance the gameplay to where you can just switch between characters. You can have all those people fighting on stage. It just looks great. And I'm also looking forward to the 60 frames per second. The fact that you're going to be able to play an RPG, a big RPG in 60 frames per second on PS4, that's what they're aiming for. That's what they're aiming for. Because if you look at the graphics aren't that great on PS4 at this point. But if they're aiming for 60 frames per second, that's going to be heaven, playing an action RPG in 60 frames per second. I mean, that's one thing I wish Xenoblade was 60 frames per second. So I'm really looking forward to that. And I'm really looking forward to the 6-player combat. It looks amazing. And I'm so happy that I got a PS4 so I can play this game. So, yeah, really cool. Next question comes from, I think is it Lazy? Yeah, 2 L's, or is it 2 I's? Lazy 77. What's the possibility that the NX comes out next year? It's a very high probability. I would say it's a 90% chance, 90 to 95% chance that NX comes out next year, just based on what's happened. Unless there's some type of major problem or something. There's too many rumors and too many things that are that have come out that basically, points to the NX coming out next year. So I think it's happening. Obviously, we still need to wait and see. It's still not 100% confirmed or anything like that, but it is what it is. It is what it is. I do have some questions in the actual video, so I'm going to go over those, or some comments. So I'll go over those. I'll go over those real quick. So, Chill H says, I just facepalm when someone says that the NX needs to be on par or more powerful than the PS5 and Xbox and new Xbox. How do you want NX to be more powerful than non-existent systems? Yeah, that's actually really funny. The NX doesn't need to be as powerful as those systems. We don't even know what the Xbox 5 and next Xbox is. I think really what that person was trying to say, they need it to be more powerful, they need to be like a whole generation. Like they want to see like 40 gigabytes RAM or something like that, and like some crazy Titan GPU or something like that, like graphics card, and that's stupid because then that system would cost $500 or more, and Nintendo's going to get bodied by PS4 and Xbox One. So no, that's dumb. Yeah, today's you know what? Yeah, that's that. Somebody said no live chat. You know what? I need to figure out how to do the live chat. You're right. I need to do that next time. I definitely need to have live chat so then I can answer questions on the spot. So I will definitely do that next time, guys. But it seems like that's all the questions I have. So yeah. So I guess we're gonna wrap this one up. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I do appreciate it. This is my 5,000 subscriber special. And I really look forward to serving you guys with more content. Trust me, I was a little down this week. I was a little upset. I was having some issues at work as well. Plus, Satoru Iwata passed away. So I just didn't feel like making any videos. And I wanted to honor him. I was confused. I was confused on what to do, where to go, and what would be respectable to make new videos or not. I mean, I just wanted to respect Satoru Iwata as much as I could. So I just made my tribute video and I stopped. Like I didn't make any other videos for the week, but I will go back to making content again, you know. Yeah, I'll go back to making content again. And I think I'm not over it, but I'm okay. You know, I'm okay. When it happened, I was not okay. I was very upset. When I did my tribute video, I cried multiple times at my tribute video. You know, heck, even on my breaks, like I would watch the video, I would watch what other people were doing, get a little teary eyed, and some people would be like, "What's wrong?" I'd be like, "Nothing, nothing, 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 nothing." And I would just like try to like man up and just be like, "I'm fine." But I mean, like I was upset, man, because I mean, the dude lost his life, and it's unfortunate, you know, it's unfortunate, and part of me thinks that Iwata should have never become CEO. And the reason why I say that now, before you guys go jump on me, before I say that, is because I think that the stress and the pressure could have possibly caused this thing to happen in a 55-year-old man, and at the time, 54 years old. You know, that's not normal for someone who's healthy, who looked the appropriate body weight. He was not over. I mean, the fact that this happened, I think there was something, I don't know, maybe something happened. And I think Iwata was such a nice person. I mean, he was a great businessman, but he wasn't as ruthless and as cunning as Yamauchi-san was, you know, and Yamauchi dealt with it. You know what I'm saying? He was like, whatever. I'm not sure if Iwata could deal with it as good as Yamauchi, all the criticism and the problems and the pressure and of this. And I'm not sure. I'm not trying to sit here and say that the failures or whatever Nintendo went through caused his untimely death, but it just makes me think. I've just been thinking about it. So I mean, I don't want to insinuate that, and I don't want there people saying, "Oh my God, Francis said that Satoru Iwata has died because because of the problems Nintendo's had." I don't want to say that, but I just think that his his personality was just, I'm not sure if it was the right, I don't know if it could take all of that, the hate that people would throw at Nintendo, you know, because he really truly did love gaming, you know, whereas a lot of CEOs, gaming is just something to make money off of, you know. And it's unfortunate that, you know, Iwata had this problem come up at such a young age, you know. And, you know, when I was in school, stress and pressure can cause chronic problems in your body. That's fact, you know. If you're super stressed out or if there's issues, it can unknowingly cause you to have physical problems. So I'm not saying that was it, but I'm just saying, like, let's just say if it was it, if that was the problem, that what caused Mr. Iwata to have this bile duct issue, I wish he never became president. I wish he just stayed a programmer and maybe a higher up. I wish he never did, because it's not worth him losing his life over it, because 55 is way too young to die. It's way too young to die. But we need to just do our best to honor Satoru Iwata, and let's enjoy games, let's play games, and let's make sure that Nintendo does what's best for the fans, and I think that they will in Iwata's memory. So that's basically wrap this podcast up, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of the viewers. Yeah, and John Turner says Iwata will be missed for sure. I hope his replacement does a good job of carrying out his legacy. Yeah, I hope so too, and I think they will. So that wraps this one up. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I do appreciate every single one of you guys. Share this video if you can, or if you want to. It's a bit long. If not, that's cool. Stay tuned for Player Essence for more news, reviews, trailers, tips, and tricks. Check out playeressence.com, of course, all week. We're going to have plenty of great content. And yeah, that wraps it up for this one, guys. We will see you for the next one. Peace.